We're live.
Oh, good. Great. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Victoria Real Estate Show. We're live with Andrew Plank from
Royal LePage. Hi, everybody. And Jane Johnston from
the Briar Hill Group at Remax Camosun.
Yeah, right on. So we just launched into this because we were chatting in the background and having a good time and giggling and, and then realized, oh, it's past 10 o'clock.
So how's your week going?
So far, so good. Out showing properties, numerous places. I went to Duncan, which is usually outside my normal trap line, but some folks who are looking for some farm type property, they're never going to find anything here. Something came up that was of interest, so we went to look at it, see what 900,000 would buy up in Duncan. It will definitely not buy a lot. I mean, it buys a big lot, but that lot is covered in old derelict vehicles and junk and some pretty not great homes. Property, lots of work required. Hello, Stephen.
Yeah, Stephen Lau says you can buy a mansion for $1 million in Edmonton. We're going to go over what we can buy for $1 million here in Victoria.
Yeah, and a bit on the island, but if anybody wants to chime in with maybe even links to stuff that we can share.
Hi. Yeah, so if anybody's watching from elsewhere, if you do have any links, we'll just put them in the chat. They will show up on Facebook and people can check them out for sure. But let's just go over the stats for this week.
Right on.
So well, first of all, I just want to say I got an accepted offer for a client on the weekend. So excited for her. I'm writing an offer today for another client. And, you know, after we've crossed the Rubicon, we are now committed to more of a, I'm not sharing that. I don't know what it is, Stephen. Oh, is it a listing? Comment.
Continuing with the Rubicon thing that you're talking about, which has got me confused.
Okay, it's just that we are now on the other side of, I think, the terrible 2 years that we have had. And I say that just because a lot of buyers have buyer fatigue. And I think realtors have a bit of realtor fatigue, and we're coming out, and I'm starting to feel a little more refreshed. Are you?
I'm finding things do seem to be a lot more like, let's take a breath. Let's take a breath and let's take a beat and see what happens. And that's caused a lot of kind of just relief, I think, in the market for buyers. Definitely not for sellers.
Sorry, I'm playing. Okay.
I just want to comment to Stephen. Stephen, can you just share what you have around 1 million? Because we're just sort of today talking about the 1 million mark. And if you don't have your own listing, maybe just share something from Edmonton that you could buy for $1 million that's kind of interesting. Yeah. Because that's that kind of litmus test as we're comparing apples to apples in the sense of the price point.
Okay. So let's go over what's happened in the past week. I'll do the first part. You can do the second.
Yeah.
So new listings, 365, like, wow.
Yep.
We were at, I think, 100 for a long time there, and pending 201. So we're at almost 50% ratio here.
Right.
Well, maybe a little more, 60%. Price decreases 92. So this is where the shift is happening. And when we show you, we're showing you properties between 975 and $1 million today, and we're going to just talk about them. You're going to see where the shifts are happening. Price increases 9. Sometimes what happens now is people aren't getting the offer that they want at their low bid with anticipating of getting higher. And so they're raising their price. And there was definitely one last week where I had a client interested. It was 1140. And we're like, let's go. And then 15 minutes later, it was like 1440.
Right.
Yeah, the buyer's like, did they just increase the price $300,000?
They made a mistake. Yeah. We see
Yeah,
that all the time too with properties listed. They intend to list it for $1 million and they do 99,999. They miss one digit, that kind of thing. So
yeah.
it, or sometimes you see a $10 million property, which was meant to be $1 million. We
Okay.
try to double check our listings before we hit live, but some people are a little quick on the draw.
All right. So, do you want to do the next one?
Sure thing. Actually, I just want to say, because you mentioned 365 new listings in that top green bar, and that's definitely seeing a lot of new inventory coming on in the spring market, and saying that's way more than we've seen. But the 201 pendings is still a lot of properties going pending. It's
Yeah.
just we've got a lot of listings coming on as well. And when I say people are taking a beat, I just want to comment on this a bit. We've been so used to properties listing and selling within a week that if it's still on market 2 weeks later, we're saying, what's going on? What's wrong? And then there's conversations around price reduction that quickly. In different markets, we would have waited, longer, generally speaking, before we start talking price reduction, or at least before a seller would consider a price reduction. So it's interesting what's happening in the market right now and how quickly some price reductions are even coming in when they know they've missed the mark.
I think people are trying to be more flexible.
Yeah. And more in tune with the market and shifting with it. And I've always thought that's quite important if you're going to make a price change. If you list your home in any kind of marketplace and you're not getting the response that you'd anticipated, you may need to make it. It's better to make, I think, a shift really quickly, but most people won't. Anyway, so on to the next one, month-to-month market stats. So this year, as of May 16th, 2022, so halfway through the month, we've had 364 unconditional sales. Compare that to the full month of May 2021, in which we had 1,049. So halfway through the month, we're definitely not halfway to that number. So we're lower in terms of numbers. May 2022 new listings, 752 came on, compared to 1,333 last year. So we're probably on par there. It looks like, if these numbers continue, it'll be about 1,500 by the end of the month. Active listings, 1,584. We now have more active listings on market than we had last year. So we are actually seeing that's an inversion in what we've been seeing for a while.
I like that word, inversion.
I like Rubicon.
Inversion is usually it's referred to heat. So you see it in water and air where you see a switch. So things are cooling off. That's what he's saying. All righty. Okay. Do you want to go ahead and talk about the market?
What's been selling
across
for
the island? Yeah.
Yeah. So Jane and I each did a different search. I looked for what has sold between 975,000 and 1,025,000. And I just looked in the last 7 days. So we're not going to be looking, let's do a screen share. Let me find that. Sorry, I was not prepared. I should have been prepared with that. Pull this over. Bear with me. We've got this. Where did we go? I apologize. Jane's already got it all up and ready to go to add to stream. And like I said, we were chatting and we were chatting and we weren't prepared to get started because we were having too good a time. So here we go. Can everybody see this? I'm going to change this to a full screen here. So we've got in the last 7 days, there were 12 properties that sold between 975,000 and $1 million. And this is what I've got for stats for all of Vancouver Island. And these are properties that went unconditional last week. This is intended to include condos, townhouses, everything. For some reason, it came up with 1 lot and 11 houses. So in the Comox Valley, there was it was 32 days on market. There was a property listed for $1 million and sold for $975,000, just bare land, and it was almost 2 acres. So that's number 1 in our list, and number 2 in our list. We're going up in price order here. Listed for $1,999,900, sold for $975,000. It was on market for 8 days. It went under asking price. Nice newer home, 2019 built, 2,562 square feet. in Nanaimo. So this is what $1 million buys in Nanaimo, apparently. You won't find this home in Victoria for this price point. And then we have, this is a Victoria area. This is Langford, so the West Shore property. Was 5 days on market, listed for $949 and went to multiple offers and sold for $975, went above asking. It's just a little rancher. It was only about 1,300 square feet, 4 beds, 2 baths. Jane, do you want me to go into photos on these? What do you think? I mean, this is $1 million home. I mean, if I told you 2 years ago that this would be $1 million home in Greater Victoria, in Langford, what would you have said?
No way.
Yeah. So here again, North Nanaimo, as we're going up in price for sale price, so $979 now. It did sell again under asking price. Took 21 days to sell this one. 1999 built, 2,300 square feet. Nice looking home. I don't know the area, but again, much newer. Oh, little sort of, not exactly a cul-de-sac, I guess. What do you call that when it's just a little bump out? That was an interesting
elbow.
Okay. Elbow. Robberlack. So here we are back to Greater Victoria, again, West Shore, Colwood. 2 days on market. So this one have been holding off offers as a strategy. Let's just see what agent notes. Yeah, no delayed offers, but leaving offers open 24 hours. So this one sold above asking, was only 1,600 square feet, built in 1968. I like this style, split level home. Generally kind of can be a pretty functional floor plan inside. But some updating, not, this is what $1 million buys. And somebody
That
actually
kitchen.
probably, I know that kitchen is great, isn't it? I'll go back to it. You want to comment on it? We shouldn't be commenting on these things.
It is original. It's an original kitchen.
You think that tile's original and this countertop? And this, no, I don't think so. This is 80s and this is a 60s built house.
Okay, well, it was updated in the 80s.
Yeah, I would say it was updated in the 80s or perhaps like late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, 1968. Next. This is a cute little place. Listed for $985, sold at asking price in 8 days. Nice 3,000 square foot home, 4 beds, 5 baths, no suite, in Courtenay East. Looks like it's like beautiful views overlooking. Oh, I know exactly this. I used to go tobogganing near here. I grew up in Comox Valley.
That's nice.
This is a beautiful home. So, by the way, folks, if you are thinking of a move up island and you don't have a realtor up island, ask Jane or myself for a referral. We've got lots of connections up island. It helps us and it helps you to get a good connection to a good realtor. I know a number of them up there, and I know Jane does as well. But yeah, this would be, God, how much do you think this would be in Victoria? I mean, yes, dated and so forth, but.
How big's the land?
The land was, I think this was like this wasn't 0.19 or something. I looked at this one before. Oh no, 0.48. Yeah.
Yeah, half an acre.
Yeah, it's a hillside. It's looking down on the farms behind.
That's 21,000 square feet, people.
Yeah.
And it looks like it has an expensive roof on it.
Yeah, it looks like a very nice roof. It looks like a well cared for home. I like homes like these. It may not be fully updated inside and out, but it looks like they've been caring for it. And that to me is I can see some flips in homes that have been maybe not well cared for, but somebody comes in and puts in a modern kitchen and so forth. But the fundamental, systems are not really in great shape. I like that home. So now we've got property. Let's go back to details. We've got a property in South Nanaimo again. You can see so far as we're going up in price that most of these, we've had a couple in the West Shore, but we haven't really had any other Victoria representatives. We've got South Nanaimo, $900,000 it listed for. sold for almost $1 million, 2,700 square feet, 5 beds, 3 baths, and 2 kitchens. And it's
kitchens. So this person's going to get some revenue.
Yeah, new construction, not even finished.
How many total are in this price range?
I found
100
12.
million? 12.
12. So we're like halfway through the list here, and
Okay.
we're gonna see some more. So here's one. I mean, this is a really popular area, and this one seems like underpriced in some ways. So this was on Majestic Drive, 1,491 square feet, 3 beds, 2 baths, built in '76. Very, very popular area of Victoria because it's near the university. Listed for $989, sold for $990. Just above asking.
Majestic is a busy road, though.
It is a busier road, but I've seen other sales on Majestic for higher. So let's see what we're seeing here in terms of shape and condition. I mean, the roof maybe could use some work. Very dated.
Yeah. The carpet needs to go.
Yeah, and the paneling on the walls and the deck, it's hard to know. Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad deck. It's got a vinyl cover on it. Roof is...
I think some students were living in there.
Possibly, yeah. I think somebody, I mean, even with updates though, I think somebody got a fair price on that. I think the pause in the market has caused a couple of things to happen, but anyway. I was working with buyers, I think, who would have jumped on that at even 1.1 at one point. They've since purchased something, but Cotton View, so here we are.
Where's Cottle View?
Nanaimo. Sorry, I can't. Got to put on my glasses. So Nanaimo, in the uplands of Nanaimo. I don't know if that's anything like our uplands. I don't think so. Listed for $999.9, sold for $999.9, built in 2016, 4 beds, 4 baths, a suite, 9 days on market. So they were probably holding off offers, and they had a nice sunset, and they've got, you know, pretty typical of the era finishings. Nice looking backyard. This looks like kind of, I mean, this reminds me kind of like one of the lower Bear Mountain homes, or yeah.
Okay, I think we should move on to what's currently for sale.
Well, I think, let me just double check. Let's do this really quick. I just want to finish this because this is the last one, I think.
Okay.
Parksville. Beautiful rancher. From what I can see, it's a nice looking rancher. Clean, functional kitchen, nice size. These, I mean, this floor plan, I can just see from the outside, this floor plan and layout is a very popular one, 1996 built, about 2,000 square feet. Sold for $1,015,000. Parksville is a great retirement area. And okay, no, there was one last. That was the last one, Tate Street. Sorry, Jane, I don't want to co-opt this, but I think we should just do a complete show of it.
That's okay.
2,200 square feet, built in '58. This is a Glanford area of Victoria, so that's Saanich West. If we want to actually, could have been doing maps, but you know, rancher, listed for $900, sold for just over $1 million. So definitely some people vying for it. A little dated, but would have had an okay floor plan. The kitchen's very dated, so is the flooring. Yeah, so that's $1 million in Victoria versus some of the other areas. That's what you, what actually sold. And Jane, you're going to talk about what's actually currently on market. We don't know what those ones are going to sell for necessarily, but what can be bought for $1 million right now. And then we've got Stephen has shared with us a property in Edmonton we should have a look at.
Yeah, so I'll just share that. I'll remove that, and I'm going to share. Oops, sorry. Can you remove that?
I can. Done.
Okay, so this is the property Stephen wanted to share with us. So McNeil Place. It is in Edmonton, Alberta. It's been on the market for 14 days. So
triple car garage. Wow.
Triple car garage, and it's just over It's just under 7,000 square feet.
Wow.
The lot size, and I'm just looking for the total square footage. Did I miss it?
Uh, I don't I don't see it, but statistics, neighborhood, houses.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's a good big.
bloody nice house. It's awesome. So there you go. For
So that's
anybody.
$1 million in Edmonton, or $1 million in Victoria 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm just going to show you what's happening with the market here in Victoria. Just wanted to let you know. So I looked at properties between 975 and $1 million. Single family homes, there were 25. And then I thought I'd actually do what Andrew was talking about, just looking at where they are in the city. So all the way from Sydney out to Port Renfrew. And we use this function when we're creating a map for clients' driving tour to see where we're going. And what I thought that was interesting, just an overview, is when I sorted them by price here, I can see that there were some that were over $1 million that are now under $1 million, and they have been on the market. This one on Wollaston for 73 days, another one for 3, 32, and 10. So what I'm seeing is there are some people who are trying to get under $1 million for the listings, and they're doing that to generate more interest. Once somebody is looking at a property, they will then put it on their favorites, and if something changes in price, it bumps up the list unless it's gone into their discard. So I always tell people, if price is an issue, you don't want to take it off the list. Just let it sit there. Don't stick it in your favorites, so that if the price changes, you're going to see it. So in terms of square footage, we are, except for the one on Herbate, which is kind of an interesting property. This is a lakefront property, very small little place, and a large lot. So 2.82 acres. Probably not many people would see it because it's only 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. So that's at $999. It's been on the market for 2 weeks.
That's an interesting property. It's been on and off a number of times because it was tenanted and the tenants weren't allowing, they were being problematic for showings. So I tried to show that property a number of times. It's now vacant, easy to show. If anybody wants to show it, again, give Jane or I a call. It is lakefront in Herbate. That's in behind Prior Lake, behind Thetis Lake. Very kind of off the way. You wouldn't really ever see it if you're driving around Victoria. Many people in Victoria would have never been back there. That property straddles the road on both sides. So there's a lakefront side, and the house is actually on the other side of the road.
Right. Okay, so then if I sort by sub area, I can see there are 2 in Colwood, between 975 and $1 million, 1 in Central Sand, 1 in Esquimalt, 5 or 6 in Langford, 1 in Saanich East, 2 in Sydney, and then the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in Souk, and then Saanich West in Victoria. So there is a bit of a spread, but let's just pick some main areas. So here we have one on Washington. It's a single family detached home, but it's on a strata, and it is on Washington between Burnside and the Gorge.
Brand new construction.
Yeah, so these are 1,500 square feet, and the lot size is 2,200 square feet. So literally, it is on a postage stamp. And these are, if you guys want to see them, this area is in,
but the area is not, has been in a bit of transition lately, so it's been a little bit less popular, I would say.
Yeah. Actually, I'll just show you the area so you can see. So this is a gorge. This is Burnside. It's a little rough along here, and it's industrial here. So this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let me just share the screen again. So yeah, it's oh, and I got rid of it.
You closed it down?
I closed it down.
I would say that if you're looking for a home and property, like if we pulled up a map of Victoria and we split it down, running, north to east to west, and you run along the side of the highway here coming in from Pat Bay Highway. If you go east of the Pat Bay Highway, east of Douglas Street, you're going to find properties tend to be more pricey, and west they tend to be a little bit less. There's definitely pockets where that doesn't equate, but the West Shore, your money definitely goes further. Saanich West, your money goes further than Saanich East. So these are things that, depending on your price point, your realtor will be sort of more likely to be showing you certain properties in certain areas.
Are we on now? Can you see it?
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. So, one of my favorite areas, actually one of the first places that we bought ourselves, was in Colwood. These Heatherly ones are development property, so I'm not going to focus on them. But that's a great area that a lot of people kind of miss out on now just because it hasn't been as developed as Langford. Mill Hill is, this is kind of standard construction for Langford, I would think. Year built 2006. It's a small lot, 4,835 square feet, and it's 3 bedrooms, 3 baths. And I mean, I would call a pretty standard $1 million house right now. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, I almost feel like that one will be, how many days on market have we got here?
25.
25. Okay. So, and is there agent notes we can quickly look at?
Yeah. Just Strata is non-compliant, and
Right.
they've removed the clause
Right.
for multiple offers. Haida is also an interesting street. It's an older neighborhood mixed with new construction, so this would be on the east side, I guess, of the development. Older home, 1976. Probably septic, I'm thinking. Yes, it is.
That one, if it's the one I think it is, which I'm pretty sure it is under contract. And one of my clients is a tenant in that home.
Yes, it does. Accepted conditional offer.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this is one of my favorite streets, Colquitts.
Beautiful street.
So this one.
That's right across from some friends. I had a friend over for coffee recently. We were chatting about this home. This home looks like it could use some work. I mean, on the face of it, it's cute. And then you start looking a little bit deeper, especially when you get to some of these exterior photos, and look, you can see the roofs and stuff. It's a little scary.
Well, but it's on a large lot, 10,000 square foot lot.
Right. So you're calling that one a teardown?
No, but a renovation.
Definitely. Yeah.
I mean, land doesn't rust, baby. Land doesn't rust.
I beg to differ on that place I viewed yesterday up Island.
Okay. This is another nice street. This is very central, Van Almen. I like this style of home. I know you used to live up in this area.
Beautiful.
This is just under $1 million as well. Very close, 20 minutes to downtown, 20 minutes to the airport, 20 minutes to the West Shore. Very central, and kind of one of those places, I guess, also I think people tend to miss.
Van Almen's a slightly busier street. It's not it is a bit of a connector. It's not exactly super busy. I do love that area. I really love the mid-century modern style homes, and this 1963 vintage with the post and beam construction is just beautiful to me. So
this is right near the creek, and I know that I went to view this property and they put in a sump pump, so they had some issue last year, but there's ways to mitigate that. And then I'll just go to one more on Raymond. So Tillicum area, this area used to be a little rougher. It is definitely gentrifying. This has been on market for 5 days at $999 and subject to probate. Right. So we have to, somebody's passed away, and it looks like it's in pretty original condition. And it looks good. Solid. There's going to be a lot to do in that house, though. It's cute.
It's cute. And that area, again, as you said, it's sort of gentrifying. As Victoria becomes, if we go back to map of Victoria, I've always felt like as Victoria becomes more dense, then the center shifts. And that's becoming, that area of Raymond is becoming more towards the center from a geographical standpoint, not necessarily from, close to amenities and so forth. But, you can see where the two highways, the two yellow lines kind of connect. And Raymond is, I think that number 9 there would be where Raymond is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. And what's interesting is this is an area that it really strangles the West Shore. That's where the underpass was put in. And once that went in, that really opened things up. So then that's why prices on this side started to increase.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like in Victoria, across the Blue Bridge here, we're seeing nothing under $1 million in this, or between 975 and $1 million in this area now. So we're moving west and out of the core.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So if you guys have any questions, we have a comment here. Steven says he has to go. He's a friend of mine from Edmonton. Greetings from your Edmonton real estate connection. Yeah, if you're looking to retire and you're looking to look for other places, you don't necessarily have to retire in Victoria. We both have connections across Canada, and we're happy to refer you to other realtors who can help you. All right, so Andrew, do you have any needs and wants this week?
I could use a West Shore home, preferably, in the just under $1 million or just above $1 million. Definitely, say up to about $1.05 million. Nice to have a suite in there. Doesn't necessarily have to. At least 3 bedrooms. Would be nice to have 2 baths, but 1 bath is acceptable. Anywhere in the West Shore. She'd like to have some yard. So when you look at the scale of like new with a tiny yard postage stamp versus older, maybe a bit dated, she's totally fine with that, as long as she's got some nice yard to play in. So that's kind of what we're looking for there. I'm looking for 2-bedroom condo, more of a sort of a long hold investment anywhere in town, preferably though quieter locations. I'm looking for townhouse for a family of 5, under $1 million.
Townhouse, really?
Yeah. Yep.
What price under $1 million?
Closer to 900. That's why it's townhouse and not a house.
So with a townhouse, you would have a strata fee. You could look for a house without a strata fee.
I understand that.
Yeah.
We're still in discussions as it's early days of we viewed one property together, and it's going to be, I find that things kind of develop as you go in terms of people's understanding of the market and expectation. But they've been looking for townhouse, and I think at the price point that they're at, that's probably where they're going to end up. But I'm happy to look outside the box. And when I say family of 5, though, they're okay with a 3-bedroom home. Just young children, and they will make do. They just would rather not be renting.
Oh, okay. Well, I am looking for, let's see. I'm going to my auto emails here. I'm looking for downtown condos. I would say dog-friendly downtown condos is my priority right now. It's very hard to find dog-friendly condos anywhere. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say, like, if you're on the strata, if you could somehow be a little more flexible on that, that would increase the value, because it's just so hard to find something that, especially that allows 2 dogs. I do have a listing right now that allows 2 dogs.
Fun story is that the condo building that my partner owns, where she's got a condo, she had a tenant in there they got a dog, and the dog ended up being over 20 pounds, which is what the bylaws allow. And so they had to give notice and move out. But what we found out is that everyone in that building loved this dog, and it was just such a gentle, beautiful dog that they are now considering changing their bylaws. Because they realize that, it's not the size of the dog, it's the demeanor, it's the temperament.
Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's heartwarming. So
I do find usually those rules come about because somebody has abused them in the past somehow.
yeah,
Anyway.
absolutely.
Okay. So how do people reach you, Andrew?
I'm right here. Just come say hi. Or send me a note. So text me, call me 250-360-6106. Email is info@andrewplank.com. And by all means, check out the website. There's lots of information online there. Great video introduction as well. www.andrewplank.com. Jane?
All righty. And if people want to reach me, my name's Jane Johnston. My number is 250-744-0775. My email is briarhillgroup@gmail.com. And you can visit me at briarhillgroup.com or at vancouverislandtime.com, where we are housing all these videos. And you can find information about neighborhoods. Okay. So we're live every Monday morning at 10. If you have a topic that you want us to discuss, please text us or email us. We'd love to hear from you. And if you have any real estate questions about here or elsewhere in Canada, also let us know.
Yep. Great. Thanks, Jane. You have a great week.
Okay, you too. Be productive.
Shall do.
Get those listings.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
Bye.